I love to tell moms how important they are because moms are raising the next generation. And that's why we created this podcast made for moms like you. It's the ChannelMom Podcast, now on YouTube. So tune in and be blessed.
The show made for moms and families. It's Channel Mom.
Moms should get more credit. Back when I became a mom, I realized people thought my former career in TV news was more important than my motherhood. But that's backward because moms are raising that next generation and the world depends on us to do it well. So moms, this is your time to sit back, relax, and let Channel Mom cheer you on and equip you in your job as a mom because you're doing some of the most important work on the planet.
Channel Mom, we encourage moms. Now, here's your host, Jenny Dean Schmidt.
You're on.
Oh my goodness. Welcome to every precious mother out there and kiddos and dads and everybody, cats, dogs. I am Jenny, and this is Channel Mom, where we do encourage moms because you need it. The world forgets how valuable you are raising that next generation, so we're here to encourage you in your job. All right, so when the holiday season is hard, and it's hard for a lot of people, a pep talk from Real Talk Kim may be just what you need. This show is for every mom out there who needs a pick-me-up today. Maybe for you, for your kids, or your whole family. Today we learn the secret of getting back up when you've been knocked down and you feel left out and you feel stuck. Our guest today is known as Real Talk Kim, and her new book is You Gotta Get Up, Grab Hold of Your Life After Being Knocked Down, Held Back, and Left Out. This is true help and true motivation and true encouragement for moms and kids to start again and succeed today. So stick around for our special Almost Christmas Channel Mom. Hey, welcome back to Channel Mom. I really hope you're here for a reason today. I hope this show is just something you need for your mothering life, for your woman life. And if you're one of those precious men who tunes into us, I hope it helps you as well. And your kids and your family, the whole thing. Man, do we have a message for you today. My friend Kim Jones, who's really more known as Real Talk Kim, is going to join me in just a second. But first, a quick shout out to our friends from across the country on syndicated radio who listen to us. So grateful for all of you who tune in north, south, east, and west. We've even got folks who tune in overseas. So I'm grateful for them as well. And also our podcast people. Yeah, please share the podcast. If you find that today's show is a blessing to you, share it with a friend. Make sure you subscribe and like and all those things you're supposed to do, because we would be honored and blessed if you would do that and share it with somebody that could also be helped. We're in all, most of the places you can find podcasts: Spotify, Audible, Apple, Google, etc. Also, check out our friends at youhavealternatives.org. Man, do they do good work. They come from an unjudgmental, caring place of love, and they just come alongside people who are dealing with pregnancy that they didn't necessarily want, and they come there to support and encourage and help. I'm so grateful for them and the work that they do. And then finally, before I get to our guest, we do need volunteers for our prison program. We are trying to take it nationwide. It's called Forever Moms. It's very unique. Prisons tell us there's nothing else like it. It is faith-based. We bring Jesus into the whole message. We help moms with their inner healing, walking back to God, forgiveness, letting go of their shame, and restoring them to their children, so their children don't follow them into prison. It's very effective. We do beautiful work. It's a 9-week course, and then we follow up with other things for the mamas, aftercare, and so on. So if you'd be interested in volunteering and maybe setting up one of these programs in your state, we can help you with that. It's info@channelmom.org, info@channelmom.org. Just let us know you'd like to be a volunteer. We would love to have you. I teach the classes right here in Denver, so I know it's an extremely rewarding thing. All right, so we're going to get to Kim. I'm going to tell you... I had Kim on Crosswalk when I was filling in for Gino Geraci right here in Denver. And she's a motivator. I want her to change your life today. So whether you're somebody who follows God or doesn't, whether you're a mama or you're not, I just pray that we have a message today from Kim that you'll just think, man, I needed that at this time, right before Christmas, as I'm struggling with a bunch of stuff. I just need that. And Kim comes to me at a very special time. I'm not going to go into very much detail because I'll start to cry. But a week ago, I lost my precious papa. That's my dad. And he passed away. I fully believe he's in heaven. I believe he came to a full knowledge of Jesus and who he is at the end of his life. And I'm so grateful. Let me just say, moms, we have to confess that dads have a huge influence on our lives. just as much as moms in many cases. So I am grateful for the beautiful influence my papa had on my life. And I thought it was an appropriate day to deal with the difficult stuff in our life and learn how to get back up. That is why I invited my friend, Real Talk Kim. Her new book is You Gotta Get Up. Grab hold of your life after being knocked down, held back, and left out. She's a pastor. She's a motivational speaker, a Bible teacher, a podcast host, and best-selling author. You know, I thought I would give you a little sample of the kind of reality that she brings to her preaching and her teaching and her motivational speaking. So here's a little snippet of Kim out on the speaking circuit, out on the preaching circuit. This is what the kind of stuff that she reveals to help other people in their mess.
Y'all, there are stories in the Bible that I leaned on whenever I was nay-naying on Saturday night and coming up here leading worship on Sundays. And I would say, I don't know why I can't get free. Well, because I wouldn't break free. Because I had one foot in the world and one foot in church. I wanted a full-time God on a 25% relationship. And all hell was breaking loose in my life. And my mother would come over to my house, and I had my two little boys that needed their mama to get it together. I would be drunk. And her and my daddy would be standing on my front porch, and I'd just be looking at them. They were like, baby, we praying for you. I was like, stop.
Yeah, there she is. Very, very gifted speaker. Welcome to Channel Mom, my friend, Real Talk Kim.
Oh, my goodness, Jenny. I'm so thankful to be with you today. I'm so sorry about your papa.
Thank you.
But I'm honored to be with you and all these amazing people that are tuning in with us.
Thank you. Thank you for that. So we're gonna dive right in to your book. But before I do that, Jim, this is the time for the second sound effect. Kim and I have a special Christmas gift for you, and I really hope you'll take advantage of this because it could be a late Christmas gift. You can just put a little picture of it under the tree and say, this is coming for you because I want it from Channel Mom. Real Talk Kim is going to give away her brand new book, You Gotta Get Up. I'm going to give away my book, Mom, You're Amazing, as a special Christmas gift for two people who are ready to write us at info@channelmom.org. Just tell us you want to win those books for Christmas. Kim's book, my book, Real Talk Kim's book, my book. And we would love for you to have that as a Christmas gift. Tell somebody else it's coming. It's in the mail. So just email us at info@channelmom.org. You were supposed to do a drum roll, Jonas. So that was the big reveal. We just had the drum roll after the big reveal. All right, Kim, let's dive right in. The introduction to your book opens by saying, I really believe that sometimes God breaks our spirits to save our souls. Tell people how God let your spirit be broken to save your soul.
You know, it's so funny, Jenny, because a lot of people, I'm a preacher's kid, raised in the church, and a lot of people, even when I say that, they're like, that don't even make no sense. Why would God do that? Because think about it this way. If I begged God, I was the only one in my family that ever went through a divorce. I was crazy, girl. I was like so angry at Christians. Like I was just any way the enemy could make me be petty.
Yeah.
He would make me be petty. And I started thinking about whenever I was walking through my divorce in 2006 after my 18-year marriage ended, and I was so embarrassed, felt so worthless. And I remember begging God to fix this relationship. And I look back now, and it's been about 20 years, and if God would have answered my prayer, I would never have written 5 books in the last 10 years. I wouldn't be up at 8 a.m. every morning, Monday through Friday, doing prayer calls on all my social media pages. I wouldn't have anything to talk about. I wouldn't be Real Talk Kim. And so sometimes the blessing that breaks our heart, that marriage not working out, that job that we worked so hard for, and that promotion, and the promotion not coming through was a blessing. That one bedroom apartment that we were willing to settle for after our world fell apart, we were going to shove our whole family in that one bedroom apartment, and we didn't get approved for it, was God saving us for a 5-bedroom house down the street. It's just like understanding that in Romans 8:28 it says God is working all things together for our good. So it's understanding that when God does break our spirit by not answering that prayer request, that he really was giving us a blessing.
Mm-hmm.
He was really working on our behalf for our future. And so, man, him breaking my spirit to save my soul was the best thing that ever happened to me. So what if, ... whatever you're walking through right now, is God working all things together for your good, because God never ends in a deficit. He always ends good.
And you talk about, I'm going to get to the right quote. You talk about how if we can realize that our purpose is in our pain, we can move forward. If we just look at our pain, and I've been dealing with all kinds of pain for the last couple months, just various things, not even just my papa's death, but some other stuff. But if I can look at it as purposeful, that is the place that you say we can begin to move forward. So speak to that mom today, because you were a single mom. You did go through divorce as a Christian woman, as the daughter of a preacher. You did, your parents would show up and you'd be drunk, as you admitted in the speech. Yeah. I mean, girl, you are willing to say, I had a ton of pain, but once I was willing to find my purpose in it and find that God was doing something good with it, then I could move forward. So for the mom who's dealing with that today, any kind of guilt or shame or whatever she's dealing with, talk to her about that.
For me, it was realizing that for years and years, thieves come to rob empty. Thieves don't come to rob empty vaults. So the enemy's not fighting you because you're weak. He's fighting you because there's something in you that's a legacy carrier. Mm-hmm. Like, we look at our families and we think, oh my gosh, my sister's been in this great happy marriage. This man's taken care of her whole life, and she's just got the best life. And here I am. Maybe you're on round 3. Maybe you're on, you've seen a lot of heartbreak, and you're really starting to question yourself and question if God even loves you. Why does he favor your sister? Not realizing that the thing that you're walking through right now would crush your sister. Mm. Like, you literally were built to maneuver and operate through that pain. And when you realize that the pain may not even be your fault, the healing is still your responsibility. Because the enemy does not want you to get to, the Bible says in Acts, the enemy comes to steal, kill, and destroy. He does that usually through our own thinking, through our own mind, makes us beat ourselves up because maybe we're not the best mom. Like, for me, Jenny, I beat myself up for years because I was so busy walking through divorce and angry about the divorce and trying to heal from the divorce that the years that my kids, I felt really, really needed me, I was absent. I was broken. I was angry. I was trying to heal. I had to go work retail after my 18-year marriage ended, which meant I wasn't at all the holidays, and I couldn't go on vacation. I was beating myself up for all of this until I hit 41 years old, and all of a sudden I realized why God broke my spirit to save my soul, why he allowed me to create so many storms in my life, because he knew that at 41 I would finally get it together and end up being a mouthpiece for the world, that he would trust me. He literally has shoved, I'm 51 years old, he has shoved all the years that my absentee mom, broken, rebellious, angry at the world, blaming everybody's self, lost. He has shoved all of my purpose in the last 11 years. And I know the ammunition that I got from being beautifully broken was where God did his best work. Mm-hmm. And so when you realize that you made it through things, stop detesting where you are. And before you were ever even a thought in your mother's womb, God knew you were going to be here. And he let you walk through it. And he said, you're going to hit rock bottom and find out who the rock is at the bottom, which is me. And when you do get it together, I'm going to blow your ever-loving mind. Mm-hmm. So it's stopping being angry at where we are. Stop being angry that you've had to endure the pain you've endured, and start thanking God that he trusted you with it, because now you got more anointing on you because of the crushing. You got more to say. Your tea to somebody else was a testimony being cultivated, because everybody's got a story, but yours is going to be a bestseller. You got to see it.
Here's the thing. Does everybody who's listening today see why she's a motivational speaker? Because I'm getting motivated. Jim, hopefully you're getting motivated. Yeah, he's got the thumbs up. My daughter's in the house, and you're just here motivating. And I want to read something from your book to move on to the next topic, because I know moms are saying, okay, but what's the key? But what's the key? But what's the key? So here's what you write. I think this is you. I don't think this is a foreword. I think this is what you write.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Are you in a place that you hate? How long do you want to stay there? Are you where you thought you would be at this point in your life? Are you the person you had hoped to be by now? Change is hard. Staying stuck is hard. But let's be honest, it takes the same amount of time, energy, and effort to remain in the stuckness as it does to forge a new path. So tell us about getting out of the stuckness. You have some incredible chapter titles, and I want you to kind of focus for mamas on some of the solutions that you offer in those chapters. You talk about choosing your hard, not staying stuck on stupid, understanding the process, stop bleeding on the people that didn't cut you in the first place, change your heart to change your life. So glom onto one of those, Kim, for the mom today that wants to know desperately how to get unstuck, how to get to that place that you got to at 41 where you said, okay, enough is enough. I can move on with God. So let a mom know today what the process is. How do you get there?
Okay, for starters, you got to realize that God is not a God of chaos and confusion.
Mm-hmm.
God is not up on that cross. He did not put a dunce cap on you. He is not making you pay penance. He is not over here saying you got to prove to me before I elevate you. You got to stop giving CPR to dead situations.
Yeah.
Take a look at your life. I mean, y'all, we're walking into 2024, and in order to break free in 23 and soar in 24, you got to literally look at your life, write down. Habakkuk 2 says, write the vision, make it plain. Get you a journal out. Spend 30 minutes a day. Get up earlier than your kids and put back down. Make yourself dream again and allow yourself to give yourself grace. You may fall again tomorrow. You may have a bad day tomorrow. You may have a meltdown tomorrow, but give yourself 5 minutes instead of 5 days and just say, you know what? I'm going to get back up out of this thing because as long as I ain't dead, God, you ain't done. Mm-hmm. Nothing that I'm walking through is a surprise to you. So I'm going to stop trying to take medicine to people that like to be sick. I'm going to realize everybody ain't my assignment, and I'm not the creator of the world. You are. And so I'm going to learn to breathe. I'm not going to panic and fall apart. I'm going to allow people to move to the balcony in my life and out of my VIP section because they have been no good for me in the last decade. Mm-hmm. So instead of spending all my time on the phone with them telling me and enabling me to stay stuck, I'm going to get myself in spaces that require me to level up. I'm going to go get a mentor that speaks to my spirit. I'm going to stop listening to Beyonce going to work and turn on me some podcasts like this mom's podcast and listen to it, let it speak to my spirit. And I'm going to do it every day until I feel free. It's taking good and letting it push down all the bad. And before you know it, you ain't going to be thinking about all the bad no more. Yeah. You're not going to be able to be regurgitating all the pain. You're going to get back up every time you fall quicker than you did before. And you're going to realize that the pain may not be your fault, but the healing is your responsibility because the enemy does not want you to see what's in you because what's in you is so powerful. So it's making a decision. Jenny, it's being intentional. It is basically having a oh, hell no moment.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, we're talking to Real Talk Kim. The name of her book, as you can tell, is you got to get up. Grab hold of your life after being knocked down, held back, and left out. So can you point to a moment? One of the chapter titles that you have is Change Your Heart, Change Your Life. So what you were just saying totally resonated with me. I hope it resonated with the audience today about just continuing on that path of seeking good to get past the bad, messy, yucky thoughts that the enemy of your soul wants to keep dragging you back to. And you say, you've got that hell no moment. Can you point to the kind of moment that you knew at age 41 that you were going to allow your heart to be changed in order to change your life?
Yeah, I remember laying in my bed at my mother and my father's because I lost my house, my $500,000 house, and I mean I literally got humble pie thrown in my face, and I remember laying in my bed. It had been about a year, and I was just nursing my wounds, laying on the couch, scratching my behind, eating bonbons, feeling sorry for myself. Yeah. And I remember laying there one night, and I just realized that this marriage wasn't going to ever work. And he was like my God. Like, I was so addicted to the deprivation and pain. I wanted my kids to have a solid family so bad. I was willing to just literally lose me in the process of trying to get this person to get right, to heal, to beat his addiction. And I was laying there one night and I realized that it wasn't going to work. It hit me. This thing ain't coming back. And I was bawling. I mean, the joints of my fingers were aching because of the heartbreak pain.
Yeah.
And I said, God, take this pain away from me. Just take it away. And Jenny, for the first time probably ever, because I was waiting on God to be like, Kimberly, like this audible giant voice. And I realized that night in my brokenness that I'd gotten rid of all the noise, all the chatter. And it was just me and God in that moment. And I felt this spirit of peace. And it was like, Kim, I can't take this pain away. You got to get up and walk away from it. And at that moment, I knew ain't nobody coming to save me. Ain't no relationship gonna fix this wounded heart. Ain't nobody can stop my glow up. Can't nobody stop me because God's qualified me. I'm the only one that can stop me. And that night was when it shifted for me. I realized I was laying there, man, I'd been praying for a year for God to kill him with a train. I was so angry. I was so bitter. I was like, kill him with a train, because I knew if the train killed him, a prayer line couldn't bring him back. I mean, I had hurt. And that night I was just like, God, don't kill him, just hurt him.
Well,
steps.
That's exactly, it is a baby step. And we got to remember that. We got to remember that baby steps are something. Because I sometimes think, because I've had a lifelong struggle with fear, which God is very, very, very slowly healing in me. And that's baby steps. And I think sometimes we're like, well, I'm not being fixed because it's not huge, gigantic leaps and bounds.
Yes.
And we have to remember that baby steps are okay. And maybe that's all we can handle at that time. So in the last 3 minutes, I want you to do one thing. And I just so you know, and I know you're patient with this, I didn't ask all the PR questions on your PR sheet. I just kind of went from the gut. And
I'm so glad you did.
Okay, thank you. You say this: your greatest humiliation and frustration can become your point or the point of your greatest elevation. So for the next couple minutes, because I know you can do this, I want you to tell the mom out there, for the sake of herself and her kids, like to speak this into her kids' lives too. Every word you speak either strengthens or weakens your behavior. Can you lead a mom down a path right now for the next couple minutes of saying, these are the words that you can speak to change your life, and these are the words you can teach your kids to speak to change their lives?
You know, Jenny, every single day of my life still to this day, because the higher you go, you're going to have bigger problems.
Yeah.
And it's realizing that you have to get out of your feelings and into healing. And so you are the one that wakes up and frames your day. And the way you wake up, your kids are not listening to what you say, really. They're watching what you do. And so it's making sure when you get up in the mornings that I got at least 5 scriptures that I glean on. One of my go-to scriptures is Amos 9:13 out of the Message version. And if I were y'all, I would memorize this verse, and I would have my kids. I would say it so much around my house that my kids could recite it. It goes, it says, God's decree said things are about to happen so fast, your head is about to spin, blessing upon blessing. You won't be able to keep up. The second scripture I go to is Jeremiah 29:11. For I know the plans I have for you, saith the Lord, plans to bless you and not harm you, give you a future and a hope. Another one is Ephesians 3:20. He's going to do exceedingly abundantly more than I could ever ask or think. And grab some of your favorite scriptures like that. And every morning, y'all start reciting those scriptures on the way to school, around the breakfast table. I would say, here's your cereal bowl. Now give me what Amos 9:13 says. And basically what you're doing is you're prophesying. You're beginning to prophesy and let those kids see that your words frame. You could be walking through a divorce. You could be walking through losing your spouse.
Yeah.
You could be walking through having to start all over again, losing a loved one, losing your mom, your dad, and begin to, when that heaviness hits your spirit, you got to have a go-to. You do. I'm sorry
to cut you off, sweet girl. We got about 40 seconds. So tell people where to find you.
I'm Real Talk Kim all over my social media pages, or you can go to realtalkkim.com. Thank you for having me.
Yes,
Jenny.
God bless you, Daryl. God bless you and your mothering. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to everybody out there. Remember, your mothering matters. You are so important as a mama raising up that generation. Thank you for all that you do. I hope you have a Merry Christmas. Remember to write us at info@channelmom.org to win those gifts for Christmas. And check us out at channelmom.org. God bless you. So grateful that you listened, and Merry Christmas to my whole family, too.